watch this real quick before I just get into anything else, because it's very important to set the context for this video.
Another one here. This is the voice actor for Diluc in Genshin Impact. I hope they receive the same care that the average American citizen would get in the same situation. Really? So they're just going to fall down and die. Somebody gets shot in the neck like that with their blood like spurting out. There's no health care. You're not coming back from that. At least not anytime soon with the medical care that we have now. And so anyway, at least he came out. At least he goes out doing what he loved, being a bigot. Yeah, of course you have more comments like this.
So, for those that don't know who Asmongold was talking about there, like the voice actor in question there, obviously he mentioned Genshin Impact. But the voice actor also has voiced considerably a lot of other characters that many will be absolutely appalled to find out about. For one, he has voice acted Subaru. Natsuki Subaru. Sorry for the flashbang, by the way. But he has voice acted as Natsuki Subaru in ReZero. One of my favorite anime of all time. And he was celebrating, or at the very least mocking, the death of Charlie Kirk. Actual unhinged insanity. And the fact is this isn't the only example of like people within the anime and manga space that are like big names or voice actors or editors or whatever that are celebrating in these last 24 hours. It is so extremely gross what I have witnessed. It's like everybody's mask has just fallen off. Like, any mask that was there, if there was one, if you could, not know what they really were, or who people really were, has completely fallen. You can see truly how people react, or how they really are, after someone dies. And I think that the overall lack of just empathy, and the evil I have seen rampant online for the last 24 hours from some pretty big names that I have actively even watched their content for years is insanity. So here's the thing. I think there is a massive cultural shift ongoing right now, which I even outline here, because in the last 24 hours, a lot has happened. For one, game developers and comic writers for DC, for instance, have celebrated violence, and upon that, they have been since fired. Good. Deserved. Gonna straight up, you should not advocate for violence. It's not a good thing whatsoever. And for those thinking that, oh, that's trying to censor free speech, I'm just gonna say this right here. Free speech and violent rhetoric like this that we have seen in the last 24 hours is not protected under free speech. It's not. It is a call for action. It is a call for violence. That is not free speech. That is not. That can actually get you a felony. You can wind up in jail, depending if you were to say this and it was to be, like, thrown in, like if something actually happens, so to speak. You can get investigated. So what I'm trying to say here is that for those that are trying to advocate that it's free speech to be violent like that, it's not. But besides obviously people getting fired, we also have Reddit doing massive crackdowns in the last 24 hours. And one thing I think that really sparked this was this post here from Tectone. He mentioned that the people are actually wanting to see Asmongold just gone. And you can see them say, do him next, please. And you can see that this post has 800 or so likes. It's not obviously hundreds of thousands, but it is still a problem. 800 people liked this. And it was an active subreddit. And obviously this subreddit, upon this, got instantly banned. And then after that, a lot of other subreddits that were basically also spreading violent rhetoric also got banned. And I want to reinstate this. Violence and avocation for violence is not freedom of expression and free speech. It's not. End of discussion. Anyone that thinks that is okay, I don't know what I can say. I really don't. Now, another thing that is really interesting about this situation is going back to this voice actor. So, I didn't know too much about this guy. Like, I honestly, when I listen to voice actors and stuff, I don't always know their names. I'm gonna be blunt. Because I usually I listen to the Japanese as well. I don't really listen to the English dub of anime. It's very rare if I do. And upon looking into his account, I found out that apparently I was blocked. I was blocked by him. Like, before, for instance, I even called him out today. I've even talked about this in this video or anything. I found out apparently that the voice actor of Natsuki Subaru's in the English dub has me blocked. Interesting. Never even interacted with the guy. But if I had to take an educated guess, I'd probably assume it's me calling out Crunchyroll all these years and also calling out the horrid handling of the dub, or not dub, or just the translations and everything in dub of Crunchyroll for a long time. I'm assuming that is the reason. But the reason why I'm bringing up this man in particular is because of his mocking of a death of an individual. And this man actively works with Crunchyroll to dub a lot of things, and other companies at that. I mean, look, he does stuff for Blue Exorcist. He is in Beastars. He's done, Loco. He's done Uzumaki. Like, you could just see the list. Like, he's done a lot of different things. He has a massive portfolio. And this is a guy that obviously is pretty deeply saturated, or involved, rooted in the gaming and anime space. He is very deep within it, and gets a lot of big roles, some low roles as well, but he gets a lot of roles. And this individual has actively been working with Crunchyroll for a lot of anime. And I have actively been calling out Crunchyroll for a good long while for a lot of different things, and how things have been handled and all that. Everybody that follows me knows this. And the fact that you have someone like this on, like, the payroll, that has worked with Crunchyroll and has got paid by Crunchyroll, makes me wonder if Crunchyroll is okay with this. Are they okay with an individual that is spouting violent rhetoric or mocking the death of someone? Because that's not okay. It's not. And I want to make sure I state this. I don't like the mocking of any side. Anybody. It's not okay. It's not. It's legitimately not. End of discussion. Okay? And so, I wonder, behind closed doors, how much the other employees of Crunchyroll actually agree with what the dub voice actor said. I'm willing to bet there's probably a lot. Probably a lot. I could be wrong. Obviously no proof. Just context clues that we have seen. And especially with just how mask-off a lot of people have been. Yeah. But, getting past this discussion, I want to point out Reaper scans. So this is another one that's very, disappointing, because I have read their translations. So, if you don't know who Reaper Scans is, they are a fan translation group that used to translate a lot of different webtoons and different, like, webcomics and stuff. And one that they obviously were known for was Soul Leveling. And about 4 to 5-ish months ago, they were shut down. They were shut down thanks to, like, copyright and everything like that, and I don't remember the full story. But the point is they were shut down. You could see by the article here. It was like 4 months ago. And, to find out that fan translation group is legitimately celebrating actively in their Discord about things, like you could see this just right here, it is so gross to me. But what's even crazier about this whole situation is that you have the moderator, the main moderator of the Discord that they have, participating in it. You can see him on the left there. He's participating in it. I know this isn't an official company, and this is a fan translation group, but it's just, like, you have a lot of these individuals all active within the anime and manga space, and it's been so insaturated and infected and morphed into this abomination by people that really don't have, like, a good conscience. It's very obvious what's been going on. I've been talking about just, like, the usage of buzzwords for years now, how people water down certain terms or things to, really just help criminals get away with stuff or dehumanize people. And seeing stuff like this, a lot of things have bubbled to the surface. We have truly seen some of the most evil acts, I think, some of the most evil acts from people that you never would have expected in the last 24 hours. And I want to make sure I make this fundamentally clear. I don't agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said. I don't. I do not agree with everything he said or anything. But I want to reiterate this. He was a man having debates. And you can feel free to disagree with him. If you don't like what he had to say, that's fine. But violence to silence him, or anyone, is not the answer. It's not. And trying to downplay that, trying to lowball it, trying to say, like, oh, he had it coming or anything, is gross. It's gross. I'm gonna keep it real. It's actually gross. And I say this on anyone. If this happened to anyone, if I came aware of it and knew about it, I would say this about anything. It is gross to mock the deceased. And allow violence to spread like this. It's not good. It's not okay. There is now a massive cultural shift, especially going on right now, where a lot of people that have been silenced or very, like, silent for like years now, maybe even a decade, because obviously if they speak out, they would just instantly be bombarded by people labeling them worst things ever. Those people now are finally starting to speak up. And Asmongold made a lot of good points with this video. Like, there's a lot of points I agree with, and one thing in particular that I really, really approve of, and I think is very important, is to call out these bad actors that have been spreading lies for years, that would go out of their way to actively ruin people's lives, to try to play with these lies to dehumanize people, and then when they finally get repercussions for it because they've gotten away with it for so long, they don't know what to do. They freeze up because the old tactics of trying to call someone a Nazi, for instance, is not going to work anymore. It's not going to stop people from telling the truth, and a lot of people are now being extremely outspoken about it. And I am glad that the internet is calling this out, and I think majority of people are calling this out, saying that, like, look, violence isn't the answer. And I think that is the most important thing to take away from this, is that it is unacceptable. It is unacceptable to allow this to run rampant. And I think that is the big reasons why I think it's important for me to cover this as well, because it's just been too normalized to do that, and it needs to full stop. Anyways, I leave it at that. I know a lot of people might not like my takes for this video. I actually had a lot of people unsubscribe yesterday because of my video uploaded. And I want to hope that the reason why that happened was because people just didn't want to hear politics, which is fair. Completely fair. Completely understand that. I understand why people wouldn't want to hear that. It's fine. But I really hope that's the reason, instead of people upset that I'm anti-violence. If people unsubscribe because of that, I don't want to believe my community is like that. I really don't want to believe that. I really don't. So, anyways, thank you so much. You all have a very blessed day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.